Those who don't know me, I'm Jesse from the Force of These. Come on, Steve. Okay, I want to say Magic was the first person that actually gave us a record deal. Everybody turned us down, but Magic always told us, y'all can do it, man. It wouldn't have been no Force of These without Mr. Magic. That's the man that made the Force of These. So all them songs you heard, Tender Love and all that, is because of this man. Say a little something, Steve.
I like to say, when we first met Mr. Magic, we heard about him on the radio, because we're from Staten Island. And you know, Staten Island, all right, Staten Island. We from Staten Island, that was a forgotten borough back in the days. And well, I used to rap with Mercury, God rest his soul, and TC. And one day, Mr. Magic was on a Staten Island ferry. And me, Jesse, my brothers, he's our uncle. We all used to sing on the boat, you know, do impersonations of Jackson 5, Sam Cooke, Stevie Wonder. And Mr. Magic was on a ferry boat one day. He said, hey man, you guys are really good, man. You ever get a record deal? I said, nah, man, we just sing on the boat to make money. That's all we do, man. Because we got a lot of cars from people on the ferry boat, but we didn't pay no attention to it. All we thought about was the money at the time. So Mr. Magic, I'm Mr. Magic from the radio. We didn't recognize him. He said, I'm from Rap Attack, Mr. Magic. We said, for real? You are? Yeah. So what he did was, he brought us to Tom Silverman, which is Tommy Boy Records, and he says, hey guys, do what you did on that ferry boat, show them how to do it. So we did the acapella, beatbox, Michael Jackson, everything.
Do it now.
And we got a record.
Do it now!
Yeah. Hold on, we finished. But that's why I gotta say, you know, Mr. Magic, that's why I gotta say Mr. Magic was a big influence. He helped name us Force MDs also. And he produced the first record we ever came out with and the second record. What was the first record we came out with, Jesse?
Let Me Love You. But all jokes aside, we're gonna do a little something for Mr. Magic, because we're here. How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh outweigh the pain. This for you, Magic. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away, and it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Ooh. We love you, Magic. Force of These is here, bro. We love y'all. And for all the rappers out there from back in the 80s, I'm saying it while everybody's alive. Jesse from the Force of These is saying it while you're alive. I love all of y'all. Roxanne, Radio, Melly Mel, Flash, Curtis Blow, I love all of y'all. Sal, my man, I know you didn't put us in the movie, but you put Tender Love in the movie. You put New Edition, right? Cool it down, you better cool it down. Ooh, watch out, you're gonna lose control. I love you, Magic. I love y'all.
Lauryn Hill began her miseducation before Milk was chillin' or PE brought the noise, before Heavy D and the Boys, before the roof caught on fire, before Fresh was the word, before Houdini and Friends and Roxanne's Revenge, before the Freaks came out at night, and before Say Ho, before the Crash Crew was rocking on the radio, before Whitney, Mariah, and J-Lo and Janet, before Bam and the Soul Sonic Force rocked the planet, before These Are the Breaks, before Hard Times, before the Sugar Hill Gang, and before Super Rhymes, before Reaganomics, before rappers got shot in their stomachs, before you found hip-hop and comics, before G's, before weed was trees, before going raw dog gave you a deadly disease, before haters, before thugs and perpetrators, before the alphas and before the betas, Before beepers and cell phones and retro guards and FedEx and food stamps and Metro cards. Before cops was 5-0 or GATS was answers. Before all the B-boys turned into break dancers. Before legs was crazy or out turned to Swayze. Back when Ty said it's hot, humid, and hazy. Before all the bull, by no means get it twisted. See, we are hip-hop and we have always existed. In this physical form or in the essence of rhyme. Rest in peace, Mr. Magic, greatest of all time.
Spectrum.
Tell me a little bit about the impact that Magic had on the legacy.
I hear you got me.
The legacy and history and contributions of black folks. How you kind of represented the bigger picture.
Number one, you know, I would say just being back here and just hearing all the stories, when you hear a lot of stories about somebody that meant so much to so many, you can't take that lightly. And being here, in all due respect, you know, I just wanted to listen and just hear the respect just warm over. You know, when it comes down, you know, we're beautiful people. Being able to create a lot of things from nothing was considered nothing at all. And things that we have is usually deemed as being worthless until somebody comes from the outside and makes them priceless. So we just have to be able to pay attention to that. And Mr. Magic is somebody who came along and really, you know, we come to thank him, but it's about thanking his family. And one thing to say, you want him in the Radio Hall of Fame, but it ain't about wanting. You got to make it happen. And when we're connected, we can make it happen and then make it mean something. So Mr. Magic, you know, was undoubtedly and is undoubtedly somebody who we had to get here. You know, I came here 3,000. I just got fresh off the airplane. I had to get, you know, come on. I had to walk here because this is somebody and a family that's been able to actually feed my family and put food on the plate by default. So, and then also directly. So, I mean, it's a wonderful thing also to be able to be around people who done the music when necessary. It didn't exist. If it would have existed, if it was 10 years earlier, nobody would have been rapping because there was no such thing really like that. And he made it possible to take it to the next level.
And we all know how influential your group was.
Yeah, but it was just in line because that brother, you know, raised the standard.
Yes, he did. Magic was a very good person. Like I said, you had to know Magic for real. Like, I'm not talking about the radio personality Magic. You had to know John Rivers, and that's the guy I knew. I knew both Magic and John Rivers, you know, and he was a good person. He would give anybody a shot. That's the type of person he was. And the thing about it was, the crazy thing is, I'm from the Bronx. All right, and a lot of my Bronx friends didn't believe Magic lived in the Bronx. They didn't believe Magic would show love to somebody. I had to bring Magic in the hood to let everybody know Magic is from the Bronx. He cool. He with me. You know, I had to do that. Even his sister would tell you. Magic used to tell his sister all the time, I'm going to the Bronx with Lux. I'm good, because ain't nobody was messing with Magic in the Bronx when he was with me. But he was a good dude, man, and I will always remember him, man. Like I said, to me, he's like my Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That's how he is to me.
And you know, I mean, like with me, one thing he drew the line. It was no easy road, and it never should have been no easy road. And when he actually saw us, and then later on to get respect from Mr. Magic, it was the most that you could get. And I thank y'all, and I thank him. Thanks, and long live Mr. Magic. We'll make the legacy happen.
Super rockin' Mr. Magic.
My name is Dougie Fresh. Came to see Mr. Magic. Mr. Magic is he is the reason why a lot of people are able to eat right now in the world of hip hop. He is somebody that inspired me as a kid. I used to listen to my little broken down radio every I think it was Monday and Wednesday, and I would sit there 2 in the morning and listen to his show and be tired the next day but happy to talk about the new rap records that was never getting played on any other station. And then he opened it up for so many other DJs to get on the radio station. Then I had the honor to work with him, and he was somebody that always was inspirational. He helped me out a lot in reference to learning a lot about the business, and I had to make it here because he is definitely somebody that is respected. He'll be missed, and he should be honored as one of the keys to hip-hop. Same way they got Frankie Crocker, hip-hop got Mr. Magic, and he will never die. because his legacy and whatever all of these DJs are doing is through him.